Okay, here we go with part 2 of fixing the photobomber problem. In the last video, we got rid of a bottle just to get started, but the real problem is this guy right here. This is like a precious memory. This guy's proposing to his future wife, and he's in the way. So I've been experimenting with different ways to make this easy, and it seems to me, I am no Photoshop expert, at least not yet. I'm working on it, but it could be a while. But anyways, I discovered in my experimentation that at least for as far as my knowledge goes, it seems to be easiest to sort of take this on in pieces. And you can see here, that's the layer that's hiding the bottle. So I'll call it bottle cover. And I think I'll lock that layer too. Click that just so I don't end up messing it up. And then I'm going to make another layer. This one we could rename the actual photo. And this background is not even being used, but this one's going to be legs. I'm going to get rid of this guy's lower half. So on the legs layer, I'm going to start right about here with the Polygon Lasso tool. And I'm just going to select around him. And I guess I should have probably started by showing you where to get the Polygon Lasso tool. But I'll do that after I'm done with this, because it's kind of hard to let go of this until I get to a good stopping point. So you don't have to kill yourself being too meticulous with this, and then once you get to the end here, if you just double click, it'll join it together. And now where you get that is right here. If you see, you can hit L, but if you hold this down, you'll see the sub menu pop up, and you can grab Polygon Lasso tool. All right, so now as far as the way I know how to do this, I'm going to use the brush tool to fill in. And you Photoshop experts out there, you probably know an easier way to do this, but this is me using my limited skills. And if you think about it, everybody's in that sort of situation. They all have limited skills based on their experience. So don't be intimidated by that. And here's what we'll do. So I've got this filled in, and now we're going to click on the photo, and holding control, we're going to click on the legs, and that's going to give us the selection. So I can hide this now, and you can see basically it's got that selected. And now we're going to go edit, content aware fill, and you can see it's already done a pretty good job of erasing his legs. But and hopefully by watching what I end up doing here, you'll gain a better understanding. I know I did. I gained a better understanding of the way this content aware fill works, because what you should think of is it's trying to figure out how to best cover up the legs, but it could use some help from you. And right now, for some reason, it's grabbing this, probably because it's kind of the same similar texture or whatever as the think of it as intelligence trying to figure, okay, this stuff kind of looks like that, so maybe that's part of what I should consider. But if you use this tool and you just click on it and sort of erase that, you're telling it not to use that sort of look for his legs. Also, you don't want to use this guy's clothing, and you'll notice it's already adjusting, looking better. You don't want any of this stuff to be part of the consideration for what to fill that area with. I'm going to hold down spacebar and drag it over and get rid of his shoe. We also don't want that grass, and probably not this stuff either. And you'll notice that there's blue down in here. That's probably coming from his clothes. So let's erase this. And by the way, if you click once here and then hold shift, it'll just shoot straight across. And then we can just erase, erase, erase. That's nothing like what we want it to consider. In fact, the only thing we want it to consider is this stuff down here. In fact, we really only want it to consider the nearby granite, because if you go too far from this area, it looks very different. I'm going to use the left bracket to adjust my brush size. And I'm going to click here once and hold down shift so it just erases that strip, because that's not the kind of pattern I want on the ground. And I think I'll also get rid of this because that's kind of dark. And with each adjustment, you can see the image getting better. I'm going to hold shift and scoot over here. I don't want any of these rocks to be part of the calculation, because that does not look like what we want it to look like. And we don't want this. Yeah, it's looking better. We don't want that. And we're getting pretty close to what we want here. Don't want that, or that. Probably not that either. Yeah. So really, you should experiment with this and just see if you can get a better and better result. Probably none of that. None of this. Probably none of that. It's looking pretty good. Actually, I probably should put that back. I'm going to hit Option so it adds it back. And I don't want that. I took that away a moment ago. Maybe I don't want this. I don't know. Maybe not. With each adjustment, it looks either better or worse. Maybe I'll try putting some of that back. I'll hit Option. If you hold Option or Alt on the keyboard, probably not this. This is kind of dark. And maybe not some of this. I don't know. It seems like there's some, you can kind of see a ghostly image of that. Maybe I need to take this stuff away. That looks better. Maybe take away this darker portion. Maybe take away that line. Maybe take away this stuff that's further away. Make the brush bigger. Get rid of all that. I don't know, I can still see a ghostly image. It actually looked better a moment ago. I'm not quite sure what I did that made it get worse. But the goal of this is that you experiment and see if you can bring it to a better conclusion. Yeah, it seems like I'd want all the stuff that's really close. So you see, it got better as soon as I told it use some of the nearby pattern. Yeah, that looks better. So I think I'll stop right there. I'll hit Apply and OK. And now if I unhide that layer, excuse me, why didn't it didn't take? Is it because I had that locked? Okay, let's do it again. Content aware fill. Oh man, we got to do the whole process again. I don't know what I did wrong, but I guess so. Just erase all this. We'll go quickly this time. And rid of that. Get rid of all his stuff there. And that looks pretty good. We'll just hit Apply and OK. And now it's probably figuring it out. Okay. Then we'll just grab this tool and right click, deselect. And yeah, so this is actually the leg. So let's legs mask, maybe, because we called this legs, but it was really just our selection. And we don't actually probably need that now. Maybe I can delete it. I don't know. I'll do it later. So just screenshot this, and that'll be part 2.